Hey, what's up? It's me again. How's life? Just pray here, as usual. The legendary level 300. Or unless you want to call me Justin today. Y'all know me way too well. I'm awesome. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get into this. Let's go through some questions, like ninjas. Stick around. You might learn something, 'cause today I am your boss. And don't even try laughing. You ready? Hold on, let me take care of something. Okay, let's begin. Do you know what cryptography is? Let's see if you got it right. Cryptography is the science of using math to secure information. It hides data from unauthorized users while allowing legitimate users to access it. It's like sending a secret message using a lock only you and your friend have keys for. But what if someone else gets their hands on the key? Then they can unlock the message and read it. That's why cryptography uses complex mathematical algorithms to create keys that are extremely difficult to crack. Next question. What is the difference between a message in plain text and a message that has been encrypted into ciphertext? You have 5 seconds to think of the answer. Time's up. Plain text is the original readable message, and ciphertext is the scrambled output. In other words, plain text is the message that you want to send, and ciphertext is the message that gets sent after it's been encrypted. For example, if you wanted to send the message, hello, to someone, you would encrypt it using a Caesar shift cipher, and it would look like this. Core. The original message is still there, but it's now hidden behind a layer of encryption. Next question. What is the role of a cryptographic key in encryption and decryption? How about that? Answer it. Clock's ticking. Time's up. A cryptographic key is like a secret code used to lock or unlock a message. For example, in the Caesar cipher, the key is how many letters to shift. So, if you wanted to encrypt the message hello using a Caesar shift of 3, you would shift each letter 3 places to the right and get core. The key in this case is the number 3, because that's how many letters you shifted the message. Next question. What is the difference between symmetric and asymmetric encryption? And which one is more secure? If you log into Gemini, I'm gonna tell sir. Even kindergartners could answer this. Time's up. Symmetric cryptography uses a single secret key that is used both to encrypt and decrypt messages. Asymmetric cryptography, on the other hand, uses 2 keys, a public key that can be shared with anyone, and a private key that is kept secret. This is similar to sharing a door key or having a mailbox. In symmetric cryptography, both parties need to have the same key in order to communicate securely. In asymmetric cryptography, the public key can be shared with anyone, but only the person with the private key can read the message. Next question. What are the 3 main goals of cryptography? I know you're seeing 4 on the screen, but it's 3. Remember, this was in Class 1 Thursday. Think, think, think. Time's up. The 3 main goals of cryptography are confidentiality, integrity, and authentication, and for the 4th one, non-repudiation. These goals are important because they ensure that the information being transmitted is secure and accurate. Confidentiality means that the message is kept secret, so that only the intended recipient can read it. Integrity means that the message has not been tampered with or altered in any way. Authentication means that the identity of the sender is verified. Non-repudiation means that the sender cannot deny having sent the message. So, the sealed envelope with a tamper-evident tape and sender's stamp serves as a physical analogy for these. Next question. What is a brute force attack, and how can it be used to break encryption? You're using ChatGPT? I am not going to let you. Now we all know why he is called Are You a God? Time's up. A brute force attack is a method of cracking encryption by trying every possible key until the correct one is found. This can be very time-consuming, but it's also the most reliable way to break the encryption. For example, if you wanted to crack a 4-digit ATM PIN, you would just keep trying different combinations of numbers until you found the right one. This is similar to trying every possible key until you find the one that works. Next question. What is a substitution cipher, and how does it work? Use your head. Don't just ask me for answers all the time. Time's up. A substitution cipher is a type of encryption where each letter is replaced with another letter. This can be done in many different ways, but the most common is the Caesar cipher, which shifts each letter by a certain number of places in the alphabet. For example, if we were to use the Caesar cipher with a shift of 3, the letter A would be replaced with D, B would be replaced with E, and so on. This makes it difficult for someone to read the message without knowing the key. Next question. What is a transposition cipher, and how does it differ from a substitution cipher? Yeah, go on. I'm waiting. Time's up. A transposition cipher is a type of encryption where the letters of the message are rearranged in a certain pattern. This can be done in many different ways, but one common method is the rail fence cipher. In this cipher, the message is written in a grid, and then the letters are read off in a zigzag pattern. For example, if we had the message hello, we would write it in a grid like this, H-E-L-L-O. Then we would read off the letters in this order, H-L-E-O-L. This scrambles the letter positions without changing the actual letters. Next question. Caesar cipher. How does it work? Do you know the answer to this question? Yeah, go on. I'm waiting. Time's up. The Caesar cipher is a type of substitution cipher where each letter is shifted by a fixed number. For example, if we had the message attack and we used a shift of 3, the letters would be shifted to the right by 3 places in the alphabet. This would result in the message DWWDFN. This is a simple and easy to understand cipher, but it's also easy to crack if the attacker knows the shift value. Next question. What is a block cipher? Think, think, think. Time's up. A block cipher is a type of encryption where the message is divided into fixed-size blocks, and each block is encrypted individually. This is a more secure method than a stream cipher, which encrypts the message 1 bit at a time. The encrypted blocks can then be transmitted or stored securely. This is similar to packing data into boxes and locking each one so that only the person with the key can open them. Let's say we have the message "Hello World" and we want to encrypt it using a block cipher with a block size of 128 bits. First, we divide the message into 2 blocks, hello and world. Then, we encrypt each block using a key, which is a secret string of characters. The encrypted blocks would look like this: QLVBKU and MFTKWH. These blocks are then transmitted or stored securely, and only someone with the key can decrypt them. What is a stream cipher, and how does it differ from a block cipher? Yeah, go on. Time's up. A stream cipher is a type of encryption that encrypts one bit or byte at a time, rather than encrypting the entire message at once. It works by taking a secret key and using it to generate a stream of random numbers. These random numbers are then used to encrypt each bit or byte of the message. The encrypted message is then sent or stored securely. This method is different from a block cipher, which encrypts the entire message as a single block. Next question. What is the data encryption standard, and how does it work? Time's up. The data encryption standard was a symmetric cipher that was widely used in the 70s and 80s. It used a 56-bit key, which was considered to be very secure at the time. However, in the 90s, more powerful computers were able to break the key and decrypt messages encrypted with DES. This made it no longer secure, and it has since been replaced by more advanced ciphers. What is the advanced encryption standard, and how does it compare to DES? You have to think for yourself. Time's up. The advanced encryption standard is a more secure block cipher that uses keys of 128, 192, or 256 bits. It's widely used by governments and banks for secure transactions because it's more resistant to brute force attacks than DES. It's also faster and more efficient, which makes it a better choice for modern applications. Next question. What is RSA? Clock's ticking. Time's up. RSA is an asymmetric encryption algorithm that uses large prime numbers to generate the keys. It's widely used in HTTPS and email encryption because it's very secure and efficient. The public key is used to encrypt the message, and the private key is used to decrypt it. This ensures that only the intended recipient can read the message. It's also used in digital signatures, which allow you to verify the identity of the sender. What is hashing, and why is it important in computer security? Even kindergartners could answer this. Time's up. Hashing is a one-way function that takes an input and converts it into a fixed-size digest that can't be reversed. This is useful for storing passwords because it means that even if someone gains access to the database, they can't recover the original password. The digest is a unique representation of the input, so even if two people have the same password, their digest will be different. This makes it very difficult for hackers to crack the passwords. What is SHA-256, and how is it different from other hashing algorithms? Time's up. SHA-256 is a secure hashing algorithm that produces a 256-bit output. It's commonly used in Bitcoin mining because it's very secure and fast. The hash of hello is 2, 724, basiv, b03, yet 2680, 3 plink, 680, was, 5929, omen bone 100, and 60, 1 esiv, conaphase 7000, 425e, B9824. That's right, I said it. You can get a good handle name from that. Next question. What is a digital signature, and how does it work? You thought you could use AI for this, huh? A digital signature is a way to authenticate the identity of the sender of a message. It works by using the sender's private key to encrypt a hash of the message. This creates a unique signature that can be verified by anyone with the sender's public key. This is similar to signing a contract digitally because it proves that the sender wrote the message and that it hasn't been altered. Okay, so we've covered a lot of important concepts in cryptography. We've talked about encryption, decryption, keys, algorithms, and more. But there's one more thing I want to discuss before we wrap up today: the one-time pad. The one-time pad is a very secure encryption method, but it's also very complex. It's based on a secret key that's only used once and then destroyed. It's very difficult to crack, but it's also very difficult to use. It's not something that we'll be covering in this class, but it's an important concept to be aware of. And that's a wrap. That's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed our discussion on cryptography and that you've learned something new. We've had a great discussion today, but I want to remind everyone to please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. Thanks again for watching. And now, it's time for me to disappear like a ninja. Bye!